Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's special guest on the NXT party, the one, the only person in the entire world that actually wanted to see the main event of Piper Niven versus Jazzy Gabbard. Abso-fucking-lutely nobody. We did get to see Jordan Devlin wrestle. So, ladies and gentlemen, raise your beverages. This is an NXT party.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number 64 of NXT UK. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne, joined as always by the General, Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
That's very subdued, Jerry.
Well, it was a very subdued show.
Yes, in fucking deedy. This was clearly the first hour of 2 or 3 hours at this venue.
In Brentwood.
Brentwood.
I took note of this.
Yeah, there's no ramp. There's not even really a stage. There is a Tron.
Yeah.
But when they come out, it's like...
It feels super indie is what it feels. Like,
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure that there was an upper deck.
No.
There's just floor seats. And it was really dark beyond, let's say, the 6th or 7th row. Like, you can't really tell what's going on in the crowd.
There may be only 150 people out there probably now.
This show was kind of meh, but at least it was brief, and it had 4 matches.
Yep.
And an in-ring promo. Like, 45 minutes for the show, but they did it right, I guess. And there weren't any squash matches. Like,
They did a lot of hype for about 2 weeks for now. So...
Like, seriously, none of the 4 matches were squash matches. The closest that we came was the opening bout, but even that had quite a bit of offense for the team that you knew was going to lose. Yeah. And,
but right off the bat, we have 2 major announcements involving NXT UK right now.
Well, I know one. I've got one written down here. Next week, we are going to get Mandrews and Flash Morgan Webster, the man with 3 names.
Yep.
The South Wales Subculture.
Yep.
They are going to defend the NXT UK Tag Team Championships against Gallus. We've got Market Coffee and Wolfgang.
Yep.
And their beef is that they didn't get pinned or submitted to lose the Triple Threat Tag Team match at Cardiff.
The phenomenal Triple Threat match from Cardiff.
And they originally earned a 2-on-2 regular tag team match for the titles, and they feel like they got fucked.
Yep, and rightfully so they did. So,
well, they got fucked.
Yeah, but the other announcement, Vic Joseph is officially on Raw now, and we get Tom Phillips.
Yeah, I was wondering who they were going to replace.
Yeah.
Vic Joseph with. I'm all in favor of Tom Phillips.
And these two mesh together very, very well, I think.
My thing about Tom Phillips is he's not the biggest of personalities. He's kind of like a Michael Cole knockoff. But he's not bad like Michael. Like, he's kind of subdued sometimes, and it's like, okay, I can tolerate this play-by-play guy.
Yeah. I think what balances it out really is Nigel's over-exuberance about things. So Tom kind of brings things to a happy medium. Like, he'll just be like, okay, calm down. We have to tell him to calm down a lot in the first match alone. So we're like, Nigel, chill.
Like, Michael Cole just gets fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But Tom Phillips is just kind of there.
Yeah.
He's not without personality. He's just there.
He has knowledge and he just rolls with it.
He does his job, man, and then goes home and fucks. So, our first match of the night, as I said, this was the closest thing we got to a squash. We've got The Hunt, Wild Boar, and Primate. That's Mike Hitchman and Jay Melrose, for those keeping score at home.
Yeah.
Versus the Pretty Deadly. That's Sam Stoker and Lewis Howley. And Stoker is the brunette, Howley is the blonde.
Yep.
Doesn't really matter. They got some offense in this match, but I only have one note, and that's the finish.
Yeah.
And then the aftermatch. There is some aftermatch here.
My whole thing was Nigel was pretty much telling their whole fucking life story throughout it. One cooks, one cleans.
So he's talking about these guys, and he's starting to remind me of Beth Phoenix from this week's episode of NXT when she was talking about the Fashion Police / Men at Work / Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Fabrizio.
Yep.
Fabrizio. That's what they should call themselves now. Fabrizio. Anyway, he's talking about the Pretty Deadly, like they're turning him on. He's like, and they've been a team for so long, and now they became a team because people were commenting how much they looked alike and their wrestling style was alike, and now they have a 2-room flat where one cooks breakfast and the other cooks dinner. And I'm like, yeah, the other room's a spare. The other room's a fucking spare. Why not just say it, man? It's 2019.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not?
It's like I don't think I've ever really seen a straight man wear like a shirt and a knot like that.
I mean, maybe they're straight, but they can play gay characters. Actors do it all the time, and they are actors.
I actually think, granted, I know they would get squashed, but I think it'd be cool to bring them over to NXT for just one night as a knockoff of Breezango and have them just completely obliterate them.
Sure.
But might as well. I think that'd be hilarious.
But
people were expecting Breezango to come out and these two jabronis come out.
Well, before we start fantasy booking NXT, I'm not going to be happy until we finally see the re-emergence of... Come on, Jerry. Who do we want to see?
Bugenhagen!
The Boogs.
They even had Bugenhagen chant going on last night.
We saw Bugenhagen on NXT.
Yeah, that same night.
But he was just kind of there congratulating Leo Rush.
Yeah, that was it. We've seen him in one match. One. And he lost. But then he still got an encore.
Yeah, he got the encore on, I think it was just a YouTube exclusive or a WWE.com exclusive, but I mean, he got to come back out and and that was one of Kayla Braxton's last appearances.
She was wearing the orange dress you liked.
Oh, yeah. That too. Anyway, we're getting off topic, but it's okay. We don't have a third or fourth party to take up extra time.
What do you think, TV screen sitting at a standstill? Ugh. Nothing? Okay.
The finish here was a double diving headbutt by Primate and Mike Hitchman, and cool.
Yeah.
Cool. 1, 2, 3.
It's, old fashioned. It's brutal looking. That's fine.
Like, I saw a little bit of innovative offense from the pretty deadly. Yeah, yep. Okay. Where one guy had, I think it was Jay Melrose, shoulder blocked into the corner, and then the other guy runs up and turns around, does a diving back to the face, I guess.
Yeah. On
top of the back of his partner as well, and then after he lands the move, his partner pops him back up with his back, and then I don't know. It was innovative. I had never seen that before. It didn't look devastating or anything.
It didn't. Well, the guy only weighs 90 pounds, so.
But I remember that. I didn't even write that shit down.
Mm-hmm.
What was sweet about this match was the aftermatch.
Yes.
Because while Hitchman and Primate are celebrating in their own way, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel come out to Imperium's music. Anytime Imperium's music hits, I mean, come on.
You get excited in some way, shape, or form, but we knew who we were getting at this point.
Well, they come out so that Marcel Bartel can talk smack about the Primate and the Wild Boar.
Defecating all over the ring that they hold so sacred. He almost gets sacred out.
As Mike Hitchman comes flying out of the ring and takes him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Melrose does the same. Or it might have been the other order, but either way, Suicide dives.
All over the place.
But then we have the
out come the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf attacking the Hunt, as you said.
Yeah.
And Alexander Wolf helps Imperium get the upper hand, and they beat down the Hunt. And We were told in the preview for the show that we were going to see Dave Mastiff on this show, and I'm like, well, you said. This is where Dave Mastiff comes out.
Where's Dave Mastiff come out and make this a six-man tag?
Support, no DQ.
So I guess this is setting up a tag team match between Marcel Bartel, Fabian Aichner, and The Hunt. Sure, cool.
Which is cool because Aichner and Bartel can also use some wins and some momentum going into
a title hunt.
Going into a title hunt, yeah.
But first, we have to wait out the title match next week.
Yep.
So they don't want to mention anything there, but
I think it's going to be the next in line, though.
God, I hope so. So we get a video promo for Ilya Dragunov, and the reason we get this, it's really brief. It's not even really a promo, it's just a video package, but really brief, and they're announcing that he is in action next week for the first time on NXT UK since Cardiff.
Because he was still injured in that awesome match that he had with Cesaro.
And that's why we saw Alexander Wolf take his spot. Was it last week?
Yep.
Our second match of the night, Jack Stars comes out, and they're praising Jack Stars, and I'm like, fucking why?
He's usually been a wrestler there for quite some time, but like years upon years does not make you a great wrestler. It makes you a great ring general, which we got to see a lot of great selling out of him as per usual.
Look, that's our comment about Jack Stars every time we see him in the ring.
Yeah.
He sells awesomely.
Yeah.
He's right up there with Sid Scala on selling a move.
Mm-hmm.
But his win-loss record is just a loss record. I don't believe he has a win at all.
No. Well, the only other match that's really worth recognizing is Walter, and that was Walter's debut.
Yeah, but it's just because everybody's got it etched in their memory, that sick chop that we get to see during the opening of NXT
that
UK
first
every
one.
week. When you hear that whip crack and you see Walter chop his ass down, oh my God, wow.
We must have rewound that thing like...
But other than that, I don't fucking remember anything else from the match, except probably Powerbomb #1 for the victory.
Oh, I remember the drop kick that sent Jack Stars like...
Yeah, but you have a memory like a Rolodex.
Yes, I do.
That's why you're the secretary. I have several notes for this match, more than I thought I would, but what were your thoughts?
The same. We got to see Jordan Devlin's greatest hits, and Jordan Devlin just proving yet again why he's awesome. Granted, he didn't have the greatest of oppositions, but he doesn't need to. He just needs to show people again. It's like, once I get a hold of Tyler Bate, which he's obviously making waves at this point, is that he wants Tyler Bate and then he wants Walter. So, Nigel said it, a whole bunch of people have been saying it. He's been saying it like crazy, that he could be the one to unseat Walter as the champion if given another opportunity.
Well, he already had an opportunity without the title on the line. I don't know why the title being on the line would make any goddamn difference, but whatever.
That makes somebody that much hungrier.
What?
And it says there's no mid-card belt for him to go after here.
Yeah, I just figured we'd see the same old from Jordan Devlin. My biggest surprise here was as good as Jack Stars actually did look in this match.
Yeah.
Because Devlin is, again, one of those guys that's good at offense, but really good at selling as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Stars got a lot of shots at, just like body shots, and like he was a MMA fighter or some shit. And Devlin was selling well, but I mean, this is Jordan Devlin we're talking about versus the unwinned Jack Stars. And he did get, after 2 tries, a military press slam onto Jordan Devlin that was fairly impressive, because as small as Devlin is, Jack Stars is smaller.
And wider.
Jeez.
Good grief. Powder even looks at him like, what?
Let's see. We saw Jordan Devlin hit the perfect greatest hit #1, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, that is the Uranagi into the standing moonsault.
Crisp moonsault.
Just fluid and both of the moves looked devastating, and he hit that moonsault so fucking square.
Yeah.
And he didn't even have to rotate like he normally does after the Uranagi.
There was perfect ring position by Jack Stars. Everything about this moonsault was incredible.
And then picks him up for that belly to back breaker.
Yep.
Where he goes for a high angle belly to back drop and hits him with a backbreaker instead.
At this point, we also struck into a discussion about who we want him to face in NXT, since they're going to be doing all these seeming crossover things. I told him just off the strength of that backbreaker and the rest of his arsenal, him versus Roderick Strong would be a fantastic match.
But again, once we start breaking that border and having dream matches between NXT UK and NXT, now that NXT UK is a year in and we finally have a product that we have stuff going on that we know about, like we have wrestlers where we know what their entrance music is and shit. You know, now that they're established, there's a lot of dream matches we could think of.
Like we'll be sitting there watching NXT and like certain musical hit will be like,
I mean, surely
is it Thursday?
Surely Jordan Devlin versus half the NXT fucking roster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we need a mid-card belt, because he's never going to get that. He's never going to get it. Never going to get it. It's not the breakdown.
That's why I think it'd be interesting for him to get the North American title, because he's not from North America, naturally.
I thought you wanted him to get the Cruiserweight belt.
A Cruiserweight belt would be like a great start for him, I think. I think he actually is in the weight class.
We're talking about the Cruiserweight Championship, formerly the 205 Live's main prize, being a mid-card title on NXT. Wow.
Congratulations,
how far
Noah.
we've come.
You guys moved up.
So this is where we get the offense by Jack Stars. He starts to look like, not that he's going to get the win, but he might actually get a good move or two in. But no, he goes running in towards Devlin in the corner. Devlin dodges out and then jumps back in for that slingshot cutter.
Yep.
That was just, again, picture perfect.
Devastating.
Now, he goes for the pinfall after that, but he actually pulls Jack Stars out of it and then grabs the back of his head and just starts toe kicking him right in the skull over and over and over, like he did a couple of weeks ago. And then picks him up right out of that sitting position into the Devlin side. He didn't pause at the top, but with a guy Jack Star's size, he didn't need to prove anything. And it looked even more oh man.
It was quick, it was snap.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Do you even remember what his finisher was before the Devlin side?
Ireland's call.
Right, but like...
Yeah, but the Devlin side suplex, that's all he needs.
The Ireland's call just looks like another fucking...
Celtic Cross, or Airy Crash, I think it was.
Something like that.
Yeah.
With like a spin in it or some shit. It kind of looked like an Olympic slam halfway through, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked... And the way he delivered it didn't look very devastating, but
but
the Devlin
side, hell yeah. Okay. If you don't know what we're talking about, the Devlin side, he pulls him by the arm out of a sitting position up into a high angle backdrop.
Yeah. It sounds, very basic, sounds very simple, but if you pull it on a guy either smaller, or hell, if you pull it on a guy bigger, it looks vicious either way, and it's a quick and easy setup, and it's a great finisher. It really is.
Now, he gets on the mic and starts to cut a promo and says he is a better superstar than all of these other people, including Tyler Bate. And this actually brings
Tyler Bate, Walter, everybody, and then the returning Dave Mastiff.
Yeah, I don't think he included Dave Mastiff.
He didn't.
But Dave Mastiff, I guess, assumed that, well, he's got a match coming up too, so... But he gets in the ring and chases off Jordan Devlin. And he says, you know what, I got a match right now, but after that, how about I make some time for you? And Devlin begs off and leaves. Of course. But I hate saying of course, because suddenly they're turning Devlin into this, like, chicken shit heel.
But then but then came a little bit of confusion on both our parts, I'm pretty sure. Because Dave Mastiff's opponent is Kenny Williams.
Yeah.
I'm like, another face versus face thing? Why are they doing this?
Yeah, this is stupid. But, I don't know. We're still hoping that Kenny Williams is going to turn heel and join up with Noam Dar.
Yeah.
But apparently Noam Dar's still got other shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has seemingly moved away from Kenny Williams, and we got a little bit of a hint that something might happen in this match.
Yeah. I was really hoping it was, too.
Mastiff back body drops Kenny Williams over the top rope onto the outside, and when he lands, he starts favoring his right ankle, and we're like, oh, this looks like Noam Dar.
This totally looks like a Dar move.
So for the next 90% of this match, we're like, oh, he's totally faking that leg injury. He's totally
but he's taking too much punishment.
Yeah, he's not gaining anything out of this. And suddenly it's like, yeah, maybe his ankle is fucked up. Or, kayfabe is fucked up.
I think that's what they were trying to pull at this point. They wanted us to think that way, which is really cool.
Because nothing else makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense to have a babyface Kenny Williams who doesn't have a good win-loss streak to get some sort of win over Dave Mastiff with an injured ankle.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't going to win the match in the first place. An injured ankle just makes it even worse on him.
Yeah.
So nothing else makes sense other than they're teasing us. Because we think that he's going to turn heel, and they're like, oh, well, let's give him an injured ankle and see if people think, gotta be. And you know what? If that's true, I fucking love it. That was great.
That was brilliant on their part. Good writing.
Yes. Applause for that.
Yes. Or maybe they're actually setting up for something like that, next time he actually has a match.
And this match, along with Jordan Devlin, and even the Hunt match, that's why this show got a toast at the beginning, because the main event did not definitely, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
After the pinfall, which we get into the void, Kenny Williams goes for that fucking wheelbarrow where he rolls through and plants the dude with a face buster,
which I didn't see working out from the get-go. Seeing though Mastiff, it weighs like 3 of him.
He had a little bit of offense in this match, despite the ankle. He's on the apron. He jumps off the top rope backwards, and you're like, okay. He tried doing a slingshot off the top rope earlier and couldn't get his footing on the top rope. What makes you think he's going to do a backwards one?
I was about to say he completely pulled a Kushida on that one.
And he successfully sprung off the top rope and hit Dave Mastiff, but it looked like he was going for a stunner, and I think he was, because the commentary said it was likely to be a stunner, and instead of hitting a stunner, he just kind of nails Mastiff with a back elbow.
Oh, it looked like a face senton to me.
Something. But I think they should have just played it off as a back elbow, because he does a lot of back elbows anyway. Mm-hmm. It's Kenny Williams. He's like the king of the back elbow. Coming off the top rope with a back elbow.
That high angle. Extremely high angle.
Well, anyway, that was a botch.
Yes, it was.
There was no reason to call it an attempted stunner if it wasn't supposed to be a stunner, and so definitely a botch.
There's just no editing either. They couldn't take it out of the match.
He goes for that wheelbarrow face buster, and instead Mastiff just shrugs him off towards the corner, and that's the corner setup for the end of the void. 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And, Dave Mastiff was going to win this match. What are they doing to Kenny Williams, man?
And then they shook hands, and that was it.
Yeah, the handshake of respect.
Thank you for crushing my sternum.
Yeah, because they're both fucking baby faces. So Xia Brookside is backstage, and she gets 3 words into a promo before she's interrupted by Nina Samuels, who just wants to talk smack.
Yep.
And Xia Brookside's like, hey, instead of talking smack, why don't you meet me in the ring? Why don't we have a match? And then walks off.
So we'll probably get that next week as well.
Or in 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens.
This isn't hyping me like NXT managed to hype me for the next 2 weeks solid.
Oh no. That's the thing though, because we've already got an established seemingly crew of losers and winners. Nina Samuels is kind of on the cusp. So it wouldn't surprise me if Xia Brookside actually did pull off we could almost consider an upset on Nia Samuels.
You never know. Of course, I don't care either way, but you never know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Xia Brookside actually win a match, but I like the idea of actually seeing her win one, with a little believability.
Yeah, Nina Samuels would be a lot more believable if she beat her than, let's say, Rhea Ripley or Toni Storm. Where the fuck is Toni Storm?
Who cares?
So after this, we get the aforementioned in-ring promo. Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster come out to... Well, Mark Andrews wants to thank the crowd and thank the fans, because without them, blah, blah, blah.
We wouldn't be champions without you guys. Yeah, you would. You guys
sometimes
wrestled.
I hate babyface champions, seriously.
Oh,
and then
grief.
Flash Morgan Webster wants to say that they are going to be fighting champions. They'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, whatever. This brings out Gallus.
And they go up to the announce booth and start cutting a promo from there.
About nothing. Nothing in particular. This is just reminding the audience that they're going to get this tag match later, and for us at home, we're going to get it next week.
Yeah. Mark Coffey is a lot easier to understand than Joe Coffey. So I actually kind of enjoyed it. And then I think Flash Morgan Webster called for them to come down there right now and they could fight, and Wolfgang looked lost as if you didn't know what side of the announce table to go around to get to the ring.
Well, when the man with three names tells them that next week they're going to kick their asses, that sets off Wolfgang, who immediately tries to head towards the ring, and Mark Coffey just grabs his arm. He's like, not now, not now. We've got our shot.
Yeah.
It's the only thing keeping them from marching to the ring and kicking their asses is they've got a title match next week, and we're just going to do it then.
Might as well make it look legit. I'll say that about Gallus at this point.
So after that, we've got Alicia Taylor in the back interviewing Noam Dar about his match with Trent Seven, and he says, you know what? I'm probably going to be the only one of the two of us, but I'm going to be the bigger man, and I'm just going to let this go. Of course, he can say that because he won the fucking match.
Yep.
But he gets interrupted by Trent Seven, who doesn't want to say much, just wants to fight.
Yeah.
And this turns into a little mini brawl. And after a moment, Sid Scala says, you know what? This match is going to happen in 2 weeks. We're going to see the rematch, Trent Seven and Noam Dar. This is probably where Trent Seven gets his win back, and then we'll see a goddamn rubber match out of a match that I didn't want to see in the first place.
I like the feud because it started off with something so humorous, but now it's actually getting a little heated. Because you and it was Evan got to do the review for that one. So
my thing is, it started off with Trent Seven looking like a douchebag heel. And I really haven't gotten on board with him being a babyface in this feud. And this promo right here, or this backstage segment, is just more proof of that. Noam Dar is going to put it behind him. Granted, like I said, he won the match. It's easy for him to say, sure. But he's going to be the bigger man and say, look, the match is over. I just happened to win. But let's let bygones be bygones and move on. And then Trent Seven comes up and just starts pounding his face.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with
and not in the sexy way.
Here's the thing. I was watching, not too long ago, I was watching Trent Seven and Tyler Bate as Mustache Mountain, or British Strong Style if you want, as heels on the rest of the indie circuit. And they're such great heels because they're so cocky and so damn sure of themselves. So I'm waiting for that to occur somewhere down the line here. And I think that's the only way they'll actually end up getting the titles at some point, is to go heel.
In between then and now, I see Trent Seven going heel first. Maybe this is the first step of Trent Seven going heel, and then eventually Tyler Bate joins him.
Yeah.
But first they end up with Tyler Bate as a babyface, him as a heel. They have their match, but then somewhere down the line, it'll be one of those surprise.
It's really weird because all Tyler Bate has to do to actually look like a heel is take the gel out of his hair.
No, I just think Tyler Bate right now has got more mileage as a babyface. The crowd loves this guy, and you get some more mileage out of it and then you have that heel turn that just
Surprises
blows
everybody.
everybody's mind.
Very,
And then they'll love to hate him.
Yeah, very, very Hogan-like when he joined the NWO. Just kind of snatched that hope out of their faces and just, yeah.
They say the more you love somebody before you hate them, the more you'll hate them afterwards. And because it
Who
just
said
it's
that?
like it's like a switch.
But it was very wise words. But
Well, okay. Here's a moment that we probably shouldn't have, but in brain scans, they say when people are shown pictures of things they love versus things they hate, the region is all the same. It's like a light switch. It's either bad emotion or good emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So when the good emotion translates to bad, the bigger the love, literally the bigger the hate.
That's awesome.
So you get your mileage out of it, and then you turn him, and it won't be Hogan like, but it'll be as good as they can get right now. I don't think there would be any bigger heel turn than Tyler Bate.
You heard it from here, folks. That's when it's going to happen. So
Maybe another 9 months to a year down the line.
let it build. That's fine by me.
Or shit, maybe 3 to 6 months. But anyway,
Yep.
After this, we get a video recap of last week between Piper Niven, Ginny, and Jazzy, where Jazzy attacked Piper Niven while Ginny was talking smack and saying she was going to be the one to get the NXT or women's title off of Kaylee Ray.
Nobody gave Piper Niven a halls, and she just laid there and coughed the entire time.
So for some reason, they're hyping the main event literally minutes before the main event.
Yeah.
Instead of at the beginning of the show when you want to keep people tuned in to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I think that NXT UK could use a good dose of whatever the fuck NXT is doing for their promos and hyping this week's matches, next week's matches, and in 2 weeks, because they had me fucking salivating this week. Holy shit. But anyway, yeah, that's the main event, and we're getting there. But first, we've got, again, Alicia Taylor in the back, and I think she's the one that does the, just side note, she does the
announcing.
Yeah. Well, not announcing, the ring announcing.
Yeah.
For
okay,
NXT.
I'm sorry, I forgot the ring word.
Well, it's a... anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's interviewing Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. I don't know why. Asking them about their reaction.
Pretty much asking the same damn thing they just talked about in the ring.
Yeah, their reaction to Gallus. And I'm like, they had a mic. They reacted to Gallus. He said they were going to kick their arses. And all this does is give an opportunity for the grizzled young veterans.
Anytime they show up on the screen, I'm a happy camper as well.
James Drake.
And, they say the same shit every time, but it's always great to watch.
Yeah. Gibson and Drake.
Mm-hmm.
They come in and say, eventually those belts are coming home. Basically.
They'll say soon. They say eventually. Which I think means they're going to stay out of the match with Gallus, and B, that they're rooting on them to win, so you take the belts back off of them.
Yeah, but I feel like it's probably going to be a while before. What are they going to do with grizzled young veterans in the interim? And I hope they don't fucking ruin them.
They could be a stepping stone for Imperium as well. Who knows?
Yeah. So on that note, we are on to the main event.
The 5-minute main event.
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Piper Niven versus Jazzy Gabbert with Ginny. And this match went about as I expected, except we saw that crossbody to an opponent who's sitting on the mat, where Piper Niven...
Jazzy Gabbert took it right.
No, Piper Niven delivered it right.
Yes.
She jumped through Jazzy Gabbert so that when she landed, she actually landed on Jazzy's upper half.
Yeah.
Instead of crushing her under her weight.
Yeah.
While she was still sitting. Anyway, yeah, this that worked out, which I didn't expect. But other than that, I mean, it's just two big powerhouse women.
Bunch of headbutts from Piper.
Yeah.
She'd give Jazzy like 3 or 4, and then Ginny got involved, and that's where you saw like Jenny get, I think it was 2 of them, or she just get 1.
Yeah, Jazzy got knocked out of the ring. Well, sort of. She got knocked into the ropes, didn't make it through the ropes, so she fell to the mat and rolled out of the ring. And then she got pissed and went to get back in the ring, but Jazzy's like, hold on, come here.
Yeah.
She calms her down. And then Jenny gets up on the apron and distracts Niven while Jazzy goes around to the side and tries to get the upper hand, doesn't immediately, but eventually gets her in the corner and starts working over her back.
Yeah.
Which they had already said was bad after the match with Rhea Ripley, that Ripley won.
Yeah.
Good thing they mentioned that, because, man, goddamn, I get all kinds, why? Why? Okay, so Jenny gets in the ring at one point to face down Piper Niven. And this is where, again, Piper had just delivered a headbutt to Jazzy. Now she delivers one to Jenny, lays her out. And while this is going on, Rhea Ripley comes out
of nowhere
and kicks Jazzy Gabbard's head off.
Yes.
Sends her back into the ring where she catches a senton from Piper Niven. 1, 2, 3, Piper wins the match. And I'm like, why? But then commentary reminds me that Rhea got attacked by Jazzy Gabbard, or attempted.
Yeah.
And Jenny. And I'm like, oh. But still, why should she give a damn?
But then you saw the show respect almost smile that came out of Piper Niven's face.
Yeah, but Rhea Ripley, when she left, her smile was smug.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, yeah, I helped you win your match. But
and I kicked her in the face.
Like, I beat you, and I don't know. Rhea Ripley was the only good part about this whole match.
Yeah.
She's been everywhere, and thank God, because sometimes I don't know if I could get through certain matches without, again, Rhea Ripley. In this case,
she is definitely our girl there, collectively.
Yeah. But that brings us to the end of the main event, and here on the NXT party, we like to rate the main event using good old-fashioned NXT. Out of 5 spots of NXT, Jerry, where do you rate this main event? Oh, I don't even want to know.
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, and that's and she pretty much only went up to half because Rhea Ripley showed up and saved it. Granted, I wanted to possibly give it lower, but at the same time, it is what it's supposed to be. Pretty much just these 2 mammoth women. They weren't going to get a lot of, this wasn't exactly going to be Guerrero versus Malenko. Okay, you just had these 2 chicks that are, pretty big and not able to do a lot of the moves that, you'd want to see in these matches. You saw a lot of strikes. That's pretty much what you saw. You saw 2 body slams that everybody was like, ooh, ah, to. Otherwise, it's a match I could have done without, and it shouldn't have been a main event.
Well, you know me.
Yeah.
It's all about the story.
Yeah.
They tried to tell a story of Jazzy working over Piper Niven's back. However, Piper Niven won the match with a senton where she has to land on Jazzy with her back.
Mm-hmm.
No dice. And then telling the story of Ripley helping Piper win because she's essentially forcing Gabbard and sort of Jenny to lose. She's helping Piper Niven win. She just had 2 matches with this bitch. Again, no dice. So great starts at 4 spots at T. Good starts at 3. This was decent. Middle of the road, I think, is 2.5. I got to put this at the low end of decent. I'm starting at 2 spots of NXT, and like you, I'm going to give it an extra quarter spot of NXT off of just Rhea Ripley showing up. Mm-hmm. Strictly off of that. So I'm going to go 2.25.
Yeah.
This was awful. This should have been the second match on the show, and the Jordan Devlin match should have been the main event.
Yep. I can go along with that. Even Mastiff versus Kenny Williams.
Yeah. Or shit, even the tag match. If you'd have had Imperium deliver an even bigger, longer beatdown on the Hunt,
yeah,
then that could have ended the show. But no, this was fucking god awful.
Yeah.
God fucking awful. Anyway, The rest of the show was good.
Yeah, it was. For start off of a couple nights there, and looks promising for the rest of it.
I'll give the main event a little bit of credit. For a pile of garbage, at least it was short.
Yeah.
So kudos for the short pile of garbage. That brings us to the end of this episode of the NXT party. Thank you for joining us. We have no guests, nobody to help us plug anything. So we will plug our usual guests. Go find Colin the Cleaver Andrew at The Cleaver Colin Andrew. That's on YouTube. He does his chopping block series. Find Chris the Holiday Mace, who we've nicknamed that because his name sounds like Christmas.
Christmas.
So he's got
Clever.
his channel. What's his channel? I don't.
Just Christopher Mace.
Christopher Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Go find him there.
He'll no doubt comment on the bottom of this video. So
find Cindy G on her YouTube channel, simply_C_OK. Find Noah Foster, the Simple Man, at Noah Foster 210. And let's see, James Hebman Hebert. He's got his
Weymouth Youth.
Yeah, Weymouth Youth. WEYMOUTH. That's a sort of video game-esque creator wrestler.
Really cool stuff.
Good production though.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's your thing, like watching, video games turned into actual shows.
I think what really sells me honestly announcing. So
yeah, they've got everything.
Yeah.
Promos and everything done by the people that actually. So yeah, it's really cool. Check that out and check out Owen Finch at let's see, Wrestling Fortune 44.
Yeah.
I think that's all the plugs. If I'm probably missing Chris Willis.
He's got AEW Nation, but then not really sure if he's got. I don't think he's got any video channels or anything yet. That's gonna happen now. I know it's gonna happen. He's gonna start talking more about AEW. So
other than that, if you would like to help fill the blank screen and join us on a future episode of the NXT party, come have a spot of NXT with us and help us review a future episode of NXT UK. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. If you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for Restricted Fuck Bomb. You can also find the General on Twitter
at NoDQ General, and my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR.
The exclamation point.
And join us there for all sorts of memes, discussions, or if you just want to, promote your podcast or whatever else.
Yeah, as long as you're active, shit.
As long as you're active, I don't give a shit what you do.
As long as it's about wrestling.
Yeah, if it's not about wrestling, then why are you even there? So.
Yeah, post that in your shitposting group, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan. I have no content. I'm telling you that up front because I think it's hilarious. I've got like 53 followers. It's crazy. Help me get to 100. Even more hilarious and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
At osborne.stefan. They just picked it for me.
Oh, but don't try to add us on Facebook as friends because we won't add you.
It doesn't work out. We won't add you. If you like our video, click the like button that's underneath me. And if you like all of our videos, do yourself a favor and click the subscribe button over there underneath Jerry and his tea.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's Coke. Shh. I do drink tea. It's just not caffeinated. So, anyway.
I hate tea.
So let's see. Is that all the plugs? Find us on our channel, Aftermatch Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's where this video goes first and in HD. We are a little over 100. We're like 118 subscribers.
Yeah.
And at 100, we started going live with What's NXT. That's our NXT review. That's on NoDQ's channel. Whether you're on NoDQ, whether you're on Aftermatch, click that subscribe button. And if you are on NoDQ, click the bell icon because that'll let you know when we go live for What's NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Usually on a Thursday morning around 8, 9 o'clock. We went live at 9 o'clock Thursday morning.
Yep.
God, I got no sleep. And then had to pull a 10-minute at work.
I didn't either.
But that's what we do for you guys, folks. All for free.
Yep.
So find us on Aftermatch. Help us get to 250 subscribers. And we're going to start doing this show, the NXT Party, live on our channel.
Lucky you.
It probably won't be HD. I apologize for that. But when you do it live, I don't think you can get HD. It just
No.
it doesn't happen.
No.
It's better than regular definition, but it is not HD. So I apologize about that, but we'll go live on the channel at 250, so help us get there.
Yep.
And if you help us get to 1,000, somebody is going to win a free board game.
Yeah.
Clue board game. So,
Sweet.
that would be all the plugs. Just find us on AFTERMATCH Aftermatch Wrestling. Thank you for joining us for the General Jerry Slaughter. I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stephen Osborne. Thanks for having a spot of NXT, and we will see you NXT time.
Support No DQ.
Looks like that time away also distanced Dave Mastiff from the hunt, because he really should have come out there and saved the day.
Yeah, he should have, but now he's got a whole new focus. So
Make a guy laugh while he's drinking. Excuse me.
Jesus.
I should edit that out, but I probably won't.
No, probably not, because we're consummate professionals.